Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to another daily scuttlebutt with Ivy's Family Factotum. Well, it's morning in my neck of the woods. My name's Anson, in case you did not know that. And Gladys is at work. Another day closer. Because basically, once holiday season starts, she's done. So, for the most part, I do believe after New Year, she'll have to go in for like a couple days, but other than that, that's about it. So, yeah, I'm in a truck. This morning was rough. rough. There's a kiddo, right? So, our little one, 10 years old, she's autistic. Okay, so there's days that are good and days that are bad. So for where she's at, right? Because everyone will talk about, how they are on the spectrum, yada yada, right? It's a little more broad than that, right? It's either you're compliant or you're not compliant, right? You're verbal or you're not verbal. There's a lot of things that go into it. It's not just, you have autism and that's it. There's a lot of things that goes along with that. Well, there's some days that it doesn't matter what you do, she's just not going to listen. So with that's how it was this morning. It did not matter what. She didn't want to get out of bed. And then once she finally got out of bed, she had to use the restroom, and then she sat in there forever. Didn't want to get out of the restroom. And then she didn't want to get dressed. And then she wanted to eat breakfast, but she didn't have time to eat breakfast, so she had to go eat breakfast at school, which she does not like doing. So obviously at that point, right, her temperature, or not temperature, but her attitude had boiled over, right? Because she couldn't eat that breakfast, so couldn't eat breakfast at home. So at that point, it doesn't matter what. Whenever she starts getting like that, the best thing to do is just ignore her until she calms down. Because that's one thing in the autistic community, right? Is majority of the autistic children want attention, whether it's positive or negative. They don't care. They just want the attention. Everything's me, I. Right? So as long as they're getting that attention, that's all that matters, regardless if it's positive or negative. Well, early in the morning, nobody's had coffee yet, right? Mom and Dad's still in bed. She's being loud. Other kids being loud. Right? Sometimes you gotta kind of blow your top a little bit, and I sometimes will yell. Of course, that tells me don't yell at the kids early in the morning. Well, sometimes it happens, right? So obviously that kind of sets the mood for the day already. And then to top it off, Gladys didn't know what she did with her keys. So she left the keys in the Jeep, but underneath the back seat, or they were in the floorboard of the back seat. Right? Because obviously she was doing stuff there. Either they fell down there because they were sitting on the seat and fell down there, or she had placed them down there and they got bumped underneath the seat. But anyway, they were underneath the seat of the kiddo. So with her being non-compliant this morning, yelling, screaming, kicking, we're at that point where now she's being ignored, but that's where the keys were. They were underneath her feet. So obviously we're going all through the RV, we're looking everywhere, doing everything, looking in the laundry room, y'all, I'm telling you, she's actually put her keys in a freezer before. So, keys can be anywhere, right? Keys can be anywhere. Sorry, it's going to be a little bumpy. I've gotten to a dirt road. So, with that being said, right, I'll try to go a little slower. But her keys could have been anywhere. So, I said, well, you guys are already running late because they normally are trying to be out of the house by 7 o'clock. Here it is, almost 7:15. I was like, y'all need to leave, otherwise everyone's gonna be super late, right? To include the kiddo going to high school, everything. So I said, just take the truck. I'll continue looking for the keys. So, and that's where I found them, right? They were underneath the seat in the Jeep. So, I was just trying to retrace all the steps of where she had been. So obviously takes in the truck. Truck's almost out of gas. Gas light's on, but I knew that she had enough to be able to get there, and then during her lunch break or whatever, and be able to go put gas in the truck. So I gave her, the last little bit of cash I had, that to be able to put gas in the truck, and took off, right? Went off to work. Gave her the kisses, goodbye, have a good day. With these non-compliant children. And I was like, have fun, because that's what you do. Because she's actually, if you don't know, she's a long-term substitute in a special education classroom. So I was like, you're around it all day. So basically all that went down, because the reason why I had to go in to town to take the Jeep there is, for one, she likes to have in her Jeep more than a truck. Two, her badge for work and her keys to the classroom were in the Jeep. Kind of needs those things for work. I mean, obviously there are other ways that the office can open up her classroom, which they did. It was just a bad morning all around. And then and still this morning, I had to dump the black tanks in the RV for the first time since we've had an issue with the septic tank. So I know to put a Band-Aid on a situation, we can just get the tank pumped out, but that's $400 to get the tank pumped out. $400 we ain't got. Now there are some tabs, it's the microbial stuff that needs to go into the tank to try to liquefy the solids that are in the tank and in the leach field, because obviously the leach field is completely clogged, and because of that the tank is basically overflowing, because there's a small hole on top of the tank of the lid. From when I got the tank inspected, they had to be able to get the lid out because the handles are broken off, right? It's an older tank, early 90s, right? Is more likely when this was installed, to the best of my knowledge. So They put a hole in the lid, and now it just comes up, right? Well, if those concrete lids weren't there, it would have risers anyway, and risers just go to a plastic lid, so in the event that it overflowed anyway, it would just be overflowing out the riser. So whether it's shooting a fountain out that little hole or not, it just lets me know that, hey, something's wrong. So there are tablets that we can buy, or it's like a liquid that you can put in there to kind of help with clearing out your leach fields, clearing out your tank, clearing out the solids, turning them into a liquid to help with, getting stuff out. So we can get that. That's around $50. We still gotta wait till next payday for that too. And then that's kind of a slow process, right? I don't know how long that takes, because it has you doing so for the emergent stuff of putting the emergency stuff in there. It's every day, right? For 6 days that you're putting that in there, trying to get it to eat up the stuff. And then after that, you're doing it once per week. And hopefully it stays clear. Whether that stuff works or not, I don't know. But the biggest thing, right, is this septic tank, whenever it was installed, there was only 3 people living at the house. So it was the husband, the wife, the child, right? There's only one child. So from what I know of who used to live here, right, at most there's only 3 people. So if the septic tank was set up for that, because if you only have a family of 3, why are you going to install a septic tank for a family of 8? Right? It's kind of a waste of money, because for the leach lines, those have to go out 50 feet per person. So if it was installed for 3 people and we currently have 6, we're going to be having 8. That's a big issue, because now we cannot support that, and we're overloading it, right? And herein lies the issue, is for us, just me and Gladys and the girls, I think that system would support just us, right? But now, adding in the parents and grandparents and all that, it's not supporting that. So, which we already know that we have to get another septic system installed up here in the front of the property, along with another well. But like I said, that's all stuff that costs money, and until we can do that, right? Because for one, I know my mom wants her and grandma get the house sold. That's the money that they plan to use, right, for building their cabin, along with some of the infrastructure up here in the front, because I currently cannot afford it currently, right? So that's all things, which obviously the well is more important than the septic, because obviously there's already septic on site. We can always start doing poop in a bucket with some sawdust, right? I mean, I know there's more options of that than you can do, but obviously we still need the water in the front of the property. So yeah, well, I'm actually back here at the house, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. And if you caught the short that I put out, if it wasn't for bad luck, we'd have no luck at all. So yeah, that stands true. It's a 10-to-1 ratio. It's 10 bad things to 1 good thing, it always seems like. But we're here. We're still doing it. day for day, hour by hour, we're doing what we can. So we definitely appreciate you guys for joining the journey, both here and on the main channel. And remember to always thank a veteran every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. And we'll see you on the next one. Later, y'all.